edition of The City's Voice is brought to you by Duffy Electrical Company, a third-generation family-owned and operated electrical contracting company, serving the North Shore 1933. Duffy Electrical is a fully licensed and insured contractor who can take care of all of your electrical needs. Whether residential or commercial, a new building, or just a few outlets, Duffy Electrical will provide you with fast, expert service. Whatever the job, big or small, call Duffy. 781-592-1098 or 781-710-5034.
Good evening, I'm Joe Spina, and that's Paul Crowley,
Joe.
The City's Voice. Our number here is 781-596-9641, and we want to hear from you, we want to hear from your voice. Speaking of voices, some voices are never heard, and that would be one of the subjects tonight about international law, child custody and law. There is a lot of ambiguity on that, and some things are happening. And tonight, Paul, we have Jonathan Sheets, who is a professor over at Northeastern College, marine biologist, with an interesting story to tell us. Welcome, Jonathan.
Welcome.
And Althea.
Yeah, Althea.
A little miracle.
Yeah, she's 2 months now.
So, as I understand it, you were married to a Spanish national. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct.
Tried to set it up. And she was living here in the States with a green card.
Married in the U.S.
You got married in the U.S. She had a green card.
She had a green card.
Had a couple of kids who are now 5 and 7.
Correct.
Things didn't work out.
Right.
You went back to Spain.
Got a divorce.
Yeah.
And then for Christmas, during the divorce, visited the grandparents, both here in the U.S. and in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were visiting the ones in Spain, the family there took the kids. 2 daughters who were 3 and 1 year old at the time.
And your former wife
Yes.
with her parents and 2 children, to which you have legal custody.
I have full physical custody to both girls.
And who gave you that custody? U.S. courts?
Yes, Barnstable County, Massachusetts judge.
And the Spanish do not recognize that?
They do not.
And that's where the problem lies.
Yes.
Paul, any thoughts on that?
So just to complete the setup, these were adopted children of yours?
No, they were
No.
born of the marriage.
Oh, okay. And, oh, wow. Oh.
But this is an interesting topic from this vantage point, Paul, is that, and Jonathan, I think you're up against it. It's very difficult, given the fact of your gender, to get custody of kids. Is that not? I mean, that's pretty much.
It's unusual in Massachusetts for a judge to give the father full custody.
And was that custody granted before the children were abducted?
After.
After.
So this is an abduction, actually, right? It qualifies as one, does it not?
Technically, it's an unlawful retention because I was in Spain at the time,
Okay.
but we had a return ticket, and I wanted to return, and they were retained in Spain against my will.
And there was nothing you could do about that at all?
Nothing I could do.
Spanish authorities would not acknowledge it?
Spanish authorities did not.
Who intervened? The embassy? Did you go to the consulate in Spain?
Yes.
And they?
And they said you need an order from the State Department.
Okay.
State Department asked the Spanish authorities what they wanted to do. And the Spanish court was petitioned by my ex-wife who filed, there's no perjury laws in Spain. There's no discovery laws. There's no to contest evidence. So she brought in false documents that said we were living in Spain. They tried to present those in the United States, and she was found in contempt, and I was given custody.
Let me ask, is there any international organization set up to take care of or adjudicate issues like this?
If you have enough money, there's
There's always a way
the
to do it,
Hague
sure.
petition. So you can file a Hague petition, which I did file. This because the Spanish court had made it based on the falsified documents, which I've since proven false in U.S. court. They decided not to act, and then it's up to me to pay for all the proceedings, which I can't do.
So the American consulate, or would actually be the State Department.
Department.
The State Department, were they sympathetic toward your case?
Ambivalent. I'd say at times they were sympathetic, at times not.
Right. Bureaucrats.
Yeah.
Right. Just go
They
shuffling
have
the
had
paper.
5 different people that were they constantly get,
5, because there might have been a swap of 5 very dastardly people, you know?
you know, they.
Uh,
So, but it hasn't been the same person over the last 4 years I've been dealing with this. It's cost
been ongoing for 4 years?
4.5 years, and I've spent over $200,000 to try to see the girls, and I have not been able. They won't let me even see them.
Over the last 4.5 years, the Hillary Clinton would be head of the State Department at that time, correct? Taken over by John Kerry from Massachusetts. Have you spoken to him or his office?
I've asked to speak to him, but I haven't had any response.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've contacted all of the State Department, all of my congressmen, and my representatives.
And no satisfaction?
No.
Have you tried to speak to any of the national news stations so that you can get your story out there?
No. I
Because I've seen, I mean, do you remember? It's shameful.
Well, let me
really.
ask this. You have a Marine in Mexico who's rotting away, and no action is taken there.
Right.
Right. You have a young who has 2 children that he has legal custody to, who are American citizens, by the way, right?
With passports, social security numbers, birth certificates, everything.
Right. Who was awarded custody